Jesus, they're going after the money.
It's not just about this anymore. It's not like the John Wayne school of bad guys anymore.
I am doing the country a favor.
John McClane, to me, is a modern-day cowboy.
It is loaded with favorite sequences, actually.
It's a lot of action. At the end of the day, it's always better to do it for real, if you can.
The page is a skeleton, the production is the flesh. And hopefully we make it all move together.
If Die Hard 3 is a caterpillar, Die Hard 4 is a butterfly.
Every once in a while, you just turn to be like, you were acting with John McClane. He's like, I know. That was kind of nice.
And so they sent over the script, and I read it, and I thought, absolutely, I want to be in Die Hard. That would be awesome.
Now there are only 5 of them.
I don't want to be one of those women on screen where you see it and you go, I don't know if that's really possible.
It's a sound designer's dream.
We just jumped in with both feet.
I could never really see myself doing like a straightforward, like cop action film. That's not really me. Unless it's Die Hard. I'm the kind of geek that I know the lines in Die Hard, I know the shots, I know it's you know, one of those films I grew up with, and it attaches to just being the fan and the kind of kid in me. It was a real important film to me growing up.
Die Hard is a classic action movie. It's one of those action movies that anybody from my generation, and I'm sure from many generations around, regards as one of the greater, if not one of the best action movies of all time.
I just remember being in high school and being obsessed with it and trying to recreate it in the backyard with my friends.
Do you know what I like about it? When I first saw it for the first time, I felt, well, here you go, some kind of action movie that's got a great psychological background with it, and there's a character that I do care about.
The first time I saw Die Hard, 10 minutes into it, packed theater, some guy just stood up and said, "No action!" And then he turned and just walked out. It happened to a buddy of mine. It didn't happen to me, but I love the story because it reminds you, but the original film was such a great character-driven film.
It was the first character that I'd really seen like that, for me personally. And then since then, I've seen a bit of his character that has crossed over, just the style of the movie itself.
I think what made the success of this movie is you had both. You had a very strong setting, great action scene, and a guy that you could relate to. I really liked it.
Next time you have a chance to kill someone, don't hesitate.
It's one of those big, iconic movies that changed the way you think about movie making.
Thanks for the advice.
Die Hard kind of created its own genre at that point, you know? It's like, and from then on, they started referring to movies as like, well, it's Die Hard in a plane, it's Die Hard on a train, it's Die Hard in a building. That was Die Hard, you know? So it became a genre.
Some movies get mired in the day in which they were produced, whether it be the style or whether it be some element of it, somehow an intangible that dates the movie and that kind of drags it down. This one really works. The comedy of it is great.
Come out to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
The wry humor of McClane. This is the action part of it too, it's very good.
This was a normal guy who would do stupid things like running bare feet across broken glass, like an action movie where the hero didn't have shoes. Nobody had done that before. Simple little human touches like that, where you saw the dude getting the crap kicked out of him, and he'd have blood on him and scars and whatnot, and he was exhausted by the end of the movie. That's something you never really saw in an action flick before. So it really kind of paved the way for a more believable genre of action film. Like, you look at Die Hard, and there's not much in that movie that couldn't happen to a person, you know, if you were way in over your head and Hans Gruber was trying to take a lot of money from you and stuff.
A good friend of mine and a Hollywood screenwriter named Jason Smilovic, who wrote a film called Lucky Number 11, I think I'd have to give him credit for coming up with the phrase, the mythology of Die Hard.
The villain, Alan Rickman's approach to playing the bad guy, we've now seen that influence on a lot of action films.
Mr. Takagi, I could talk about industrialization and men's fashions all day, but I'm afraid work must intrude, and my associate here has some questions for you.
It was the first time that I had seen an action movie where I like this bad guy. I don't want to see him die. It's like you actually root for him, and he has a personality, and he had just charisma and charm.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
If you look at a series of 4 films that spans almost 22 years, it does tend to take on a certain mythology and certain things that the audience comes to expect. One is that this character, John McClane, loves his country, loves his family, has a very healthy disrespect for authority.
You'll hear under the gunfire, explosions and all. There's a lot of great composers out there and a lot of people that are extremely talented, and the fact that I'm able to do this and make a living writing music.
Come on, John. Say something funny.
I want you to all say for me right now, because you're all in the picture today. You're in the big picture. Yippee-ki-yay, you know. There you go. 1, 2, and 3. Yippee-ki-yay!